You are a spiritual being that is living in a material universe. And in this material universe, you are experiencing your eternal self using the instrument of body, mind, and soul. So when you were born, you first became conscious of yourself as a physical being. In other words, you were living basically from your senses. But life is not just about sense perception and materiality. Your physical self is merely a seed of who you really are. You are a divine being. If you look at the life of the tree, you realize that the seed that falls to the ground carries the tree within it. And that seed must die and incubate in order for it to germinate and mature back into the tree that gave birth to it. In the same way, a caterpillar goes into a pupal stage, and out of that pupal stage emerges a butterfly. Nature is a symphony. Everything evolves according to law, and you are part of nature. Therefore, your life evolves according to the same laws that govern the universe. You being a spiritual being, a divine being, means that your physical self is merely a seed. And so your life on earth is a journey. Earth is Eden, the garden in which God is cultivating you. And your spiritual journey is made up of 4 stages. The first stage is your evolution from sense consciousness to the mind. When you become more thinking than sensual, you have transcended the body into the mind. And that is where you start hearing about the power of positive thinking, the power of the mind, and so on. The power of the mind is greater than the power of the senses, but the mind is not all there is. The second stage of your spiritual evolution is your evolution from the mind to the soul. At this stage, you move beyond thoughts and ideas and rational thinking, linear logic, into emotional intelligence, heart intelligence, feeling, belief. But again, when you start hearing about the power of your subconscious mind, the law of attraction, and so on, people get excited. But that is not all there is about life. The third stage of your spiritual evolution is your evolution from the soul to the spirit. It is when you transcend body, mind, and soul that you become aware that, wow, that which I am made of is so infinite that it cannot be contained in the body. It cannot be defined by the mind. It cannot be locked up in a subconscious memory or belief. That is a wonderful stage to be in. And so many so-called enlightened beings got to this level. But there is a final stage. The final stage, which in Christian tradition you would call the state of being Christ, is a state at which you, being a spirit being, realize that the spirit that you are is one and the same, one in substance, with the infinite being that you call God. When Moses had this experience, we are told about the I am that I am that he articulated. Jesus demonstrated this experience when he said, I and the Father are one, even though the Father is greater than I. And Paul, when he had his own experience, he said, I live, yet not I, but Christ in me. So this is your destiny. Your destiny is to erupt out of the limited material experience into the divine eternal being that you really are, because you came here to be a unique manifestation of God. You have to reach the level where when someone sees you, he sees the Father, because you are truly the image of the Father. I am Godfrey Eso, wishing you a grace-filled day.